Welcome to episode, I believe this is 3 of Scruff Enough. Thank you guys for waiting a couple minutes. Just had to get everybody in here. Did a little chat before the show. Maybe found out what they liked about the upcoming scent and what they didn't like. So just want to welcome everybody to episode 3 of Scruff Enough, the Dan release. And there's going to be a couple of faces that you might already know and might be able to easily remember their names. So give me a minute while I fumble around and hit the intro, and we'll be right back.
They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now.
So you're probably wondering why I was in the middle of the small screen. It's because these two gentlemen are joining me. Welcome, Dan Ensign from Dan's Beard Reviews and Dan Nave, Beard of the North, or the Beard of the North, as I also put. So, guys, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me on Scruff Enough there, Matt.
I know Dan's always absolutely thrilled on the outside to be have his face on TV. I think he's probably secretly enjoying this, but on the outside, doesn't look happy.
Yes, I am super happy, as you can tell on my face. I'm dying inside though, having to share the screen with this guy. Yeah. No, I love Matt.
Well, we give him instead of like seeing how many times that Dan will curse on YouTube, we see how many times he smiles. You might get a fun game out of that one. You can get it's a game on TikTok where you get people to crack, and they're like, "I'll do this if you can make me laugh." That needs to be a game on someone's show. I'll have you on every week.
If you were to make a drinking game out of how many times I cuss, you're going to be really drunk about 30 minutes into the show.
Well, this might be one of the, you mentioned to Dan and from Dan's Beard Reviews. This is one of your first times. You said you're new to it. How many live streams have you been on?
This is my third.
Third?
Yeah, I haven't done too many.
Yeah, you do, mostly Instagram live.
Right.
Type live review, just like a reel, between 5-6 minute reviews that you'll just release on Instagram.
Yep. Yeah. And it was interesting when I went from post to reels, I got a lot more views when I went to reels.
Oh yeah, they push that stuff pretty hard.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you do more reels, and Dan, I have them on my fingers, like Dan. when we do this, that and you do more TikToks. You probably more, but your TikTok material is not necessarily beard related. It's kind of more social type stuff.
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't done TikTok in a little while now. And the reason for that is because TikTok for a while was all about all the bullshit happening in the world. Ukraine, Russia, the president, how the government is bending us over and all that stuff. And it's all I saw. And it really killed my want to create for TikTok. So I've left it alone for about a month or two now.
Yeah, it's nice. You leave it alone and you can kind of almost reset where, I have like a personal phone and a business phone. And when you start like with the, the new business phone on a TikTok to kind of link the accounts, you still have a different algorithm that you're seeing. So you're not getting the same real, TikToks or anything than you were on another phone as, going down that rabbit hole. So it's like kind of wow, it shows you what you want. And where you're looking is where you're going to turn. And so that's kind of, and it's hard to really change that.
The biggest thing though was for me, I wasn't watching that stuff. They say the algorithm on TikTok is what you watch the most and what you like is what you're going to see more of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was bullshit because I'd watch like 5 seconds of these things and flip away. I wouldn't even like it. I wouldn't watch the whole thing, nothing. But it's all I was getting. And at one point, I just started getting to where I want my thirst traps back. I don't want to see this government crap anymore. I don't want to see the news.
Yeah, you don't want to see like men's and women's social issues. You were there for the nudes.
Yes, I was there for the titties. Damn it,
know. All right, we've established that one on the right is a tit man. All right, Dan, how about you? What'd you think of the new release? We'll go to the one on. We'll go to this, Dan, on what you thought of the new upcoming the Dan release.
Oh, you want to go the bad route first?
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well.
Good news, bad news.
Yeah. I guess when you're delivering good news, bad news, you want bad news first because then they'll be delighted by the good news.
There you go.
So I'm going to give everyone watching, and if everyone wants to share this, we can get some more people on the show, and we'll do a giveaway. But for everyone watching, this is your surprise offer code. If you use TRIBE, TRIBE, you get 25% off your entire order, and that does include all the collections, even apparel. Along with all the tribes of Israel. So Dan, 25% off, and any of the other tribes that you have not tried, also 20%. So, first things first, 25% off. I believe until the end of until midnight, I have this set. So that's probably some good news. And then we'll go bad news. So North, what'd you think?
So just to establish a baseline, I hate fruit scents, like hate them, because whenever there's a scent that is something that I don't like, it's all I pick up in it. I don't know what it is about me that it does that. I hardly ever pick up anything else if there's something in it that I don't like. I really hate blueberry scents. And there hasn't been a blueberry scent that I've gotten or tried that I've been like, it's not terrible. No, I'm not saying that this is a bad one. It's not, I don't like it. So, but it's just my preference and stuff. On the back end of it, I pick up a little bit of a cologne back end to it, which would you say there's a Tom Ford in it?
Tom Ford Arabian Wood. I actually try and gravitate towards Tom Ford if I'm going to add a cologne to a scent, and I try and do a different one. And this one would seem to fit nicely with that. So yeah, it's Arabian Wood.
So I do pick that up, but the blueberry sticks with me so heavily that it's just not my type.
Is there anything that you hate more than blueberries in a scent? Like, what's at the top? Let's rank the top hated fruit scents.
Well, fruit in general, really.
Okay.
Probably the next one would be like food, like cake.
Okay, cake. Yeah.
A lot of it for me is anything that's food related, I guess. Unless it's, I like whiskey scents and stuff like that, but food related, because the majority of the time, food related, it's a sweet scent.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a bacon one, or something like that. But they're all fruit scented, and I don't like sweet scents. So
I actually had a maple bacon and blueberry pancake breakfast scent kind of on the shelf waiting to release, and I never released it. I thought maybe you may enjoy that if there was bacon with your blueberries.
If there's bacon in it, I might just surpass the whole blueberry thing in it and just be like, you know what? There's fucking bacon in it. So
Bacon makes everything better.
exactly.
It does make everything better.
Yeah.
Look at this. King Luna. What's
Mr.
up, brother?
Luna. Been
How
a while
you doing?
since I've seen him.
Mr.
Yeah.
Vena, Thomas Vena, how you doing? So we check in on people stopping in. Sorry. Tommy, thanks for stopping in. Damian Mason, another Bay Area affiliate, wants to say hi. Thank you very much for stopping in. And the first, before the show even started, Ellie, thanks for supporting. And back to King Luna. What's up, brother? Hope everything's doing all right. I know he kind of went social media separate there for Lent, for Easter. So I appreciate
Hope
you
you're doing
stopping
good,
in, bro.
buddy.
Yeah. Focusing on family and everything else. So want to make sure he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, Damien says blueberry is great, but it really has to be done right. And I didn't want to do blueberry tobacco. I didn't want to do blueberry oud. Those have been done. So if I was going to do this, I was going to earthy, herbal, not too sweet. Again, taking into consideration if you do a fruity scent, that could be overpoweringly sweet, and I'm obviously known for stuff like this. So it's like, all right, let's try and step out of the box with a blueberry scent and make it maybe a little bit, the lavender sage has some spice to it, like herbally, I think. It kind of takes away from the blueberry sweetness, and it's not like traditional, which what I like to do. But on the better side of the coin, Mr. Ensign, how do you feel about the 5th installment?
Well, I love blueberry. I do. I love blueberry. I have a lot of blueberry scents, and so I get the blueberry right up front when I first out of the bottle. I get a lot of blueberry. When I first put it in beer, I get a lot of blueberry. But when I first put it in, I feel like that kind of dissipates pretty quickly. I start getting a lot more of the thyme, the lavender, and the sage. It becomes more herbal, and then, like Norris said, it just kind of goes into more of a cologne background. But yeah, for me that. It's not overpowering blueberry. It's not an overpowering blueberry. Like you said, it's different. It's different than most blueberry scents you'll see.
I think there's also a fragrance called Dark Crystal, which I always thought was nice because references one of my favorite movies from a child. Dark Crystal, one of Jim Henson's darker sides, which, man, gone too soon. We could have had more of that. And there's also black jasmine in there too, which gets a little bit of floral, but I wanted to I like to kind of do a little bit of everything in every scent, where if it is a top note of sweet, it's like, all right, what is everything else going to be? Everything else has to kind of take away from the sweetness so that people who don't like sweet will really be drawn to what else is in the scent, and as big of a ball buster as the guy on my right can be. I was like, all right, I think he might like this one. I was going for it. I'm like, all right, he hates blueberry, but maybe he'll like this one. It could have been so wrong, but
my
it's always
thought,
worth a
actually,
try.
when I first opened it up, because it's been a while since I've looked at the profile. My first thought, once I got past the blueberry, was almost aquatic.
Okay.
And then I started getting more of the earthy notes.
What's up, Mr. Brewer? Bearded Respect. How's it going? Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah, we can go into children's movies if you want. That's one of the great. That one, Neverending Story, which Neverending Story was not a Jim Henson Studios movie, but it could have been. There's plenty of puppets in that one, or Muppets.
The way it was made, you would think it would have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic movie too. But yeah, Dark Crystal. So there's some musk, some jasmine, definitely really a lot more than just blueberry. But if once you smell, the first thing you're going to get is blueberry, then if you don't like that, it's an ultimate turnoff. So I can understand why you would just like be like, I'm going to try. That's what you told me this morning. You're like, I'll give it a chance. But you know,
I will try it. Yes.
Yeah. So,
but that's why Matt has me on his team, is because he needs somebody that's going to tell him no.
yeah. And I don't have one. I have a blueberry slushy, but that's kind of like really just, it's a sweet, you know, it's a slushy. It's like a lemonade, which is like a candy blueberry. So I have that, but I don't have any other like true blueberry scents. So when I did this one, I was thinking like, all right, this could be, it's the first one I'm really doing. It's not like I'm, you know, it's, so again, I wanted to kind of step into something I haven't done before with that. But Buckeye Dan, what of the 5, which one is so far is your favorite?
Reuben's still my favorite. Yeah, and it's funny because that's the one I was probably the most skeptical about. I'm not a big raspberry fan, but I love it. I really do. That's my favorite. And then Juno was really good too. Again, it's like I wasn't sure what I'd think of all the different type of tea scents. I thought it might come across really light. I couldn't picture a really strong tea scent, but man, it's nice. I like them all. I really do.
Yeah, it was a bit smoky too. Again, like once you had the iced tea and the lemon tea and the black tea and the red tea, when you go, okay, there's a lot of sweet in here. Let's go with some smoke and some oud and then like some mahogany. Yeah. Let's rough this up a little bit. Like where if you start rough, you're like, all right, what's gonna bring this to where when you open the bottle, it's gonna really get your attention. Or if you start off sweet, you're like, all right, what's gonna rough this up and hopefully get Dan Nave on my team here. But
yeah.
I like it rough, constant. I like it rough the whole time.
So Dan Nave, other than whiskey scents, what type of scents do you really gravitate towards? Like when you see a company release a scent, what makes you go, I want that?
Earthy, woods, oud, like spice incense kind of stuff. Real earthy, outside pine. Anything that reminds me of like the darker, earthier scents. I do like colognes. Colognes are nice too, but sometimes when you get to a point with colognes where it's once you've had one, you have them all.
It's true. So I try not to do I think Simeon was a really cologne forward in that one, but if you're gonna do cologne, it's kind of got to be like a bottom note for me. Maybe not even middle, but probably towards the bottom, just to kind of you get a little bit of manliness in there. It's not, but it's for you're right about the cologne thing, where it's like a cologne. They really all kind of start to smell the same. They can do a lot to be a small player in sense, but it really, if you're doing cologne themed scents and you have more than one that are forward, you're right.
Yeah. But yeah, ouds are a big one that I really like. I don't know why. It's just something about oud that. And a lot of people think that it's overplayed and that it's overdone. But I've been
amazed at how many different types of oud there are.
Yeah. Shit.
There's a lot of different varieties.
Yeah, and I know from my beginning, I didn't even know about oud when I first started that, to really try and get into that. I think I purchased like an oud essential, like an absolute, like it was the actual stuff. And I'll tell you what, it'll knock your socks off if you use just regular oud, and it's really tough. And I reckon
For the price that you
birchwood
pay
oud
for
is
that, a little bit
sweeter,
to go a long
and,
way.
like that work. Yeah. And I think it was, just to kind of really try something. So just, really kind of kicking the tires. But yeah, so this is the notes of drove the curiosity. Like, and that's why you see a lot of like, not really meant to be food scents, but really the names when you purchase a fragrance, they have such a really cool name and they're really intriguing. So when I get it and it smells amazing, I want to do the same thing for everyone that I felt like, oh, this is intriguing. I'm going to get it. And it's not going to smell the way you think it is, but it's, it will drive the curiosity. So appreciate that. My man, Steven. Yeah. He asked for that in a cologne. And I was like, I don't know if I can do those yet. Do you have a favorite oud, Buckeye Dan?
Favorite food. I had a dark oud and amber. It was really good. It was a really nice scent. I've had exotic oud, black oud. Yeah, there's I didn't know there was that many I'm sure with the fragrance oils they give a lot more leeway to give you some, was what I'm trying to say, direction which way you can go, flexibility.
Yeah, I think with fragrances you can, because when you have one that's a black oud or exotic oud, there's obviously, like any cologne, what they call like fragranceology or something, that like there's so many notes within even a cologne that they're tough to really pinpoint. So even in the fragrances, like, yeah, you're going to get a fragrance that has oud in it, but there's also going to be so many other notes where it's not an actual oud. Tommy, the Dole Whip scent will just it's being discontinued for the sake of a new conditioner that I'm releasing, but yeah, it's just going to be in the co-wash. I have 2 or 3 left of those before those kind of go away. Well, Rachel. Yeah, Leah had the first 4, and then this is actually Rachel's handmaiden. I believe Bila. So yeah, we're going to Rachel's handmaid. So the next 2, Dan and Naphtali, are brothers, both Rachel's handmaiden. So yeah, we're going deep dive into all the kids. But I guess Mr. Nave, if you want, you could tell everybody about your show tonight, since you're doing us a favor by gracing us with your presence.
Oh, come on, Matt. No, I'll be doing if anybody here knows what the Longhouse is, knows what my show is, Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central. Tonight will be Mr. J. Cruz on with me. It's going to be a clash of two completely different worlds, to say the least.
Yeah, it's good to see J. Cruz. I know he has his own, but man, you're really knocking out the home run guests. I mean, you're a lot more charming than I think you give off.
I think people, I don't know if people just find me different and interesting in the fact that you got people out there that the majority of the streamers that you see out there that are big anyway, they have PG shows, they're family friendly, they're very hype, very, let's go. They got the soundboards, they got all this interaction that they do, where then you got me that's And it's a little bit, it's kind of like, okay, you see Cruz or you see Dan or you see some of those guys, family friendly, fun to watch, have a good time. Then after dark, when you sit down with your drink, have a little adult time. That's where I put it.
We could do that here. It's adult time. We're all adults. We're men with facial hair. But you know,
I appreciate that, Mike.
Yeah, it is a great show. Dan, tell if because you said you've only been on a few live streams so far.
Yep.
This is your third one. Tell everyone watching or everyone that has not seen any reviews a little bit about yourself, and you know, about your Instagram or like your reviews / your channel.
Yeah. You know, when I first started getting into growing a beard, stuff like that, I was buying as much products as I could. I just wanted to, I didn't know what I liked. You know, I didn't know what a lot of the scents were that were in the profiles. So when I was buying these things, you know, my brother had always had a beard, but he'd never really used product before. So I was introducing him to product about the same time I was. And between the two of us, we got a pretty big collection pretty quick. And I just thought I'd try to help other people who were buying these things, you know, online, just trying to read from a scent profile. And when I first started, it was the Bearded Brothers Beard Reviews. My brother, Mark, who most people don't even know we're brothers on here, with Anointed AK. Mark is my brother. We don't look anything alike, but man, I'll tell you what, he's one of the most gifted musicians you'll ever see. He's a bad dude, man. But we started doing things together, and then we just kind of he got in with the AK Anointed and just really fell in love with that brand. And I wanted to kind of reach out to explore a little bit more. So I still enjoy, you know, I'm still surprised after 4 years of doing this. I'm still surprised about I'll get a scent and nothing like what I expected, you know, and that's why I enjoy kind of relay that onto the people around me, you know, and trying to educate them, inform them, you know, what they're buying. So most of my reviews are under 10 minutes. I try to keep it short and sweet.
And the best part about his reviews and his reels is it's straight and to the point, because he's got that 10-minute, so he doesn't really have any room for small talk BS or anything like that. It's, I like this, give some information about that and the company and whatnot, and there you be.
Yeah, I mean, like when I'm watching a review myself, I kind of fast forward through a lot of the small talk and get to, okay, what's it smell like?
Yep.
That's kind of what you're there for. So that's kind of what I'm interested in. Yeah.
You know, when you got people like you or me or some of these other guys that have been in the bearding community for years, and they have large collections, that's what they're watching a review for, is I want to know what it smells like.
Yeah.
And that's really what I'm here for. I don't care about blah fuckity blah. Just get to the point. You know, well, it's true. You know, it's that's the way a lot of us are.
You give me a shirt idea. I'm gonna put that on the front.
We make a shirt out of that.
Yeah, Beard of the North, and then on the back, just blah fuckity blah. Get to the point. There you go, man. Money maker. Let's go. What's up, Nicholas? Thanks for stopping in.
Fuck you too, Damien.
That's like your new, that's a good greeting. I mean, listen, capitalize on some of these, but you know, that's is one of the things I like about Dan's reviews too, where, you know, if you're watching one, there's no fluff. There's no fluff. You get right to the point. You know, here's what I thought of it opening up. Here's the notes. Here's what I get out of it. And here's my level of appreciation and likeness for this scent. Here's the information about the company. And like, if people trust your opinion, then they're going to, you know, make a purchase based off that direct opinion. And you know your stuff. You definitely really pick out notes and fragrances within my oils and scents that are really great. So definitely, if you haven't, you don't have a YouTube channel. You release your reels on your Instagram page.
Yeah.
Give them a follow and definitely check it out. So
I appreciate it.
Because you did do YouTube for a little bit with your brother in the beginning, didn't you?
We did, and I've thought about using YouTube more, but now, I mean, I got more of a following on Instagram. I'm afraid that I would lose a lot by going back to YouTube. I mean, I might transition over at some point, but for me, it's just easy to do it on Instagram. So
at least some of the platforms can be integratable, kind of go back and forth.
There's not many people that do it on Instagram, so I like that too.
Yeah.
It looks a little unique. Yeah.
And it's what you're comfortable with. I mean, if it's comfortable and it works well for you, there's no reason to change.
Right. Yeah.
No editing either. You just go right through it. You're seasoned to where when you can do a review, it looks like you have 6 minutes and you can rattle off everything that you want to say. It looks definitely genuine. It's not rehearsed. It's unedited, and it's a different kind of honest.
I feel like I'm that used car salesman. That guy you see on a commercial, like flying through it.
Yeah,
I try to slow it down a little bit. I had another a company here in Ohio a while back that he's about 2 hours north of me, unfortunately, but he wanted me to come over and he was going to introduce me to really be able to sit down and smell all the different fragrances. Because a lot of the fragrances, I've learned from reading about them, what it smells like, and I try to pick it out in the fragrance and stuff like that. So I've learned, but in terms of actually smelling scent per scent, I haven't done it that much. And I'd love to learn more about that.
I mean, I can tell you for a guy who has probably thousands right now that they're all so very different. Every company is different, and every fragrance works differently, from oils to soaps to butters to if you're making soaps, cold process, hot process. The terms how far they throw, like how far away you can smell, and they all interact differently, and they will all act differently on your skin or in your beard. Whereas I can smell it and like it and pick out all these specific notes that you're going to get different notes in your beard than I got in mine while testing. So can be extremely difficult, where one guy will say, I only got 2 to 3 hours out of this scent. And then I'll go and ask someone else and they go, I've been wearing it all day and I still smell it. And so for me, if I do testing, I just be like, do you like it or not? It's like it's like, I like it. And I go, okay, good. It's like a yes or no, because it's going to really act differently for everyone. And it's really tough to narrow down, like if it's a scent that you can do, because maybe this one only gets 4 hours instead of 6 or 8. So you can't go off of that. You really just have to go, is this a good scent? Can I smell it when I add the carrier oils? Does it layer maybe throughout the day? Like there's very different criteria that maybe I use than other companies might, but it's really, you're rolling the dice every time. And every company is like, if you buy 5 blueberries from 5 companies being all the same blueberry, and none of them will last the same amount. But then you could go, okay, this company has their blueberry last 8 hours, so I'm going to buy their lemon, and their lemon lasts 2. So it really is a roll of the dice sometimes.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Trying to snag a piece of pizza.
Yeah, I'm sure that it has to give a lot of trial and error. Like even when you're trying to create a scent, find the right scent for that profile that you want. Like you said, if you want a lemon, find the right lemon for that profile.
Yeah, it can. It's not really. I can't say it's tough. I mean, I have. What's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, and it's not across the board. You find a company that has a lot of great fragrances and essentials, fragrance essential combinations, and you can kind of really hit a stride with that. But not all of their fragrances act the same just because it's from that company. So it can, it's not really formula. There's no formula to it. That's why it can be fun because you're not getting the same result every time.
You have a specific scent that tends to be a little harsher on the skin for people. For me, it's kind of strange. I don't have a problem with cinnamon, but I sometimes have a problem with cherry.
Okay.
Kind of yeah, cherry will kind of give you a burning sensation on the skin sometimes.
I've had people tell me pre-purchase, that their nose is sensitive to sandalwood. Obviously, you have allergies to essential oils. It's probably why I go more towards certain fragrance oils. But no, I haven't had that issue. You try and really stay within the IFRA guidelines. When I say really, it's you do, and you just have to kind of work within those guidelines to make a scent that's the scent strength is good and you have everything that you want.
Have the new guidelines made it harder for you?
Yeah, definitely a little bit more difficult because you have, I think the 47th and 48th Amendment were fine. There were fragrances that you were using within a certain amount that didn't have really any restrictions. And then when you move to the 49th Amendment, a lot of those went from being 12%, even though I was only using 5%. That was like the base. It's 5%, 3 to 5%. You could really push it if you were adding something to maybe 6, but you didn't really go over that. And then there were certain fragrances that went from 5 or 6 to 7 or 8% down to 0.5%. So you couldn't. They were skin safe, but not for the mode you were going to use them in. So even though they were fine a year ago, so that was frustrating more than problem. And I'm sure obviously every company has to deal with that too. So
yeah.
Did you guys have any favorites that maybe were discontinued because of it, or any companies that just get rid of something that they maybe couldn't get a fragrance anymore?
Not that I can think of. I haven't found any yet. Now, when I go back to get it again, I might. But so far, I haven't found anything.
I haven't had one that's been discontinued because of such a thing. There was a couple that I didn't get to try that I wanted to and it was because they couldn't get a certain scent anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, fragrance companies will discontinue scents, but nothing too crazy. I think there was some, I had to redesign Lightning in a Bottle because a couple of those fragrances went from fine to unsafe. So I switched up from it being like a lemon head. So it was like a really tart lemon to like a lemon sugar. So a different company. So it actually is a lot more of a natural lemon than it is a candied lemon with the blueberry. So I think it actually improved it. But no, I mean, and you're doing so much, then obviously you have a release, every month or so that you really don't stress over stuff like that. I mean, you really work within it and it's fun.
True.
I reached out to Ruddy Man years ago. I was looking I do a lot of homeless ministry, working with people who are homeless, and during the winter especially, they all have beards and they're nasty. But one of the things I was hoping to do is get some beard oils that might just help them smell better, make their beard feel better and stuff like that. And I was asking if he had, like when he was making, a new profile, if he had, since there were myths, if he had a lot of those. I was surprised he said he really didn't have many. So you guys must have that whole process down pretty good. Because to me, I'd have a whole table of misses and maybe one good one, So,
it's, of all the ones you guys, your beard shelf's probably obviously bigger than mine, even though I have fragrances I haven't tinkered with. But, of the amounts, well, I guess we'll let Damien, you guys can answer Damien's question.
All-time favorite from Matt.
It's going to be tough.
Shit.
That is hard. I really enjoyed your Christmas scent this last year. Really
Okay, yeah,
did.
Christmas scents are tough too. Those can be redundant.
Yeah, it had just enough of the, I think the pine and the smoke with it. It was a really good combination. Yeah, and then Metzela, I really like Metzela. One of my favorites too from last year.
A couple of nice. That's like a darker barbershop with a little bit of suede in it.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm not a huge barbershop fan either, but it was a really good one.
That's another cologne one that you mentioned earlier. They all kind of just smell the same. It's like, what's going to stand out, right? What are you going to do to make yours be different?
I don't know. When Matt actually makes a dark scent, it's a really good dark scent. Like, I like damn near everything that was in the Graves and Gardens. I like pretty much everything that was in the Graves.
In the Grave series.
And then out of your four horsemen, I think there was only one that I wasn't super keen on, but the other three
Like that
were really
raspberry, the raspberry tobacco.
Yep. That, I think it was War, and the raspberry tobacco on that inspired Ruben.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it was such a great layered cherry wood tobacco fragrance that it could really stand alone on its own, but it's so overpowering. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Dan, with the darker scents is that you have a lot of middle notes in those with the darker scents, like the tobaccos, like Vicente. There's like 4 or 5 different tobaccos in that, and it's tough to really make it a strong scent because they all kind of blend together, and when you add the carrier oil, they all kind of just disappear. Even though if there's a lot, it doesn't matter how much you add, they all just kind of blend together. Where it smells good, but it's still a light scent. So you have to add, all those other notes. It's like a chemistry test. Like, all right, what's going to make this pop? Fruit. Like, it's like, oh no, I ruined it. And so you go from right, and it's like where you go, oh man, if I just add like root beer to this tobacco scent, it smells great, but now I have to tell them root beer's in it, and that so now it's not a dark scent, it's now more of a fun quirky scent. So
we're going to the A&W today.
Yeah. It's where it's challenging, where it went from like a oud and tobacco cologne to like a strawberry shortcake,
strawberry.
Yeah. And it smells great, but only if you like that kind of thing. If you have strawberry, if you don't like berry scented items, even a little bit, it's like you're going, nah, I'm good. I'm not. No thanks. So, and so the darker scents are challenging, and whereas the other ones are fun and they're a whole lot easier to do,
right?
Because that top note makes everything. It's pulls it all together. It's really crazy. So. That's why I like if I can make you happy, Dan.
I'm with Dan too. I'm a dark scented guy too. I like a lot of bourbons and woods. I like that's kind of where I tend to fall too. Red Heifer was really good too. And talking about the Grave series, I really enjoyed that one. That was good. Nice leather scent.
You guys are going to get your wish next month. I'm going to do a dark scent for Naftali, so it's going to be, darker. Possibly some leather, Spanish moss. There's going to be some darker scents in that one. It's going to be a lot more masculine. No fruit. 0 fruit.
There you go.
Perfect.
Possibly maybe a hint of aquatic. I think there's like something I have like sea glass, and I'll have to figure out what I'm putting in that, but there's going to be maybe a hint of leather in that too. So I'm going dark. So I'm trying to maybe alternate these scents a little bit. So yeah. I am, to make you feel better, I'm wearing pipe layer right now.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yep. It's one of my favorites. I love Daniel's sense, by the way. I know he's not watching, but I like his sense. He's somebody that I wanted to support, and he's got some good sense for sure.
I just got my first order from him this week.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I got what I get? Slick something.
Oh, slick finish.
Yeah. It was nice. It's nice. And then he also sent me a bottle of the what's it called? Busted Knuckles. Is that right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice.
You gotta get yourself some pipe layer.
Yeah, Pipe Layer is good. Pipe Layer has like a.
I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
Yeah.
The only reason I didn't buy that one is because I just bought 2 Aquatic Scents for other reviews. So that's the only reason I stayed away from it. I've heard it's really good.
It is. I liked it so much I endorsed it with my face.
Yep.
Really? Yeah.
Quite a sultry endorsement, by the way. I don't know if anyone saw it. Yeah. You didn't think his hair would be that flowy and wavy, but man, when you put a fan on it, you can hear Hall & Oates when you watch it. But it's a fantastic scent too. I think I used a fragrance that had ambergris in it for Levy, and I think there's ambergris in Pipe Layer. It's a great scent. His are definitely a little bit more masculine too. So, and it's cool when you talk about Daniel's scents. He's got 5 or 6. Where if like you ask him like, "What's your favorite scent of mine?" You're like, shit, he's got like 30.
Yeah, he's got a lot, man.
They're like a series. There's a butter.
Yeah, that's like a trivia question.
Yeah, are we talking box sets? Like, I don't know. Like,
right.
But Daniel, you go, oh, it's this one. You can name it.
Yeah, it's that one. It's he's only got 5, 6 of them.
Yeah,
pretty easy. But yeah, when you got companies that have 50, 60 or more.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Beard
get rid
Care
of a
Club
couple.
just dropped their 100th scent this month.
Who did?
Beard Care Club.
Oh man,
100th scent. It's crazy.
Are they all still available?
They are. That's the craziest part. You can order any of them.
Damn.
When I was talking to Matt about doing my first review back, I was talking to him about doing it, and it's like, I'm trying to figure out which one I should do that you wouldn't mind. Well, what do you have? Well, I have the Revelation set. I have the Graves and Gardens. I have the 4 Horsemen. I have this. I have that. And he's like, you literally have nothing that I have anymore.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'll tell you what. I'll send you this. You can do a review on that. It's one that's in my main line. We'll do that. I get it. I come downstairs, and lo and behold, I found that I already had that one.
Yeah. He actually had both of them. Both the ones he picked out for me to send him. He's like, yeah, I already have them.
That's when you know your collection's too big. I mean, there's really no such thing. But if there was, that's how you know. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of impressive that he already had them, and then he's like, I think these are the ones I'll probably like. And then he picked them out again, not knowing he already had them. I mean, that's like the precision.
I've done that.
I've done that too. Yeah.
We're going, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
But yeah, when they showed up and I came down here and I had them in the cardboard sleeves that he still that he does. Mm-hmm. And they were behind another box that I have, because my collection is just, it's fucking stupid. And and I was looking around kind of reassembling stuff, and I found them, and I was like, uh-oh. Do I tell Matt?
and then opportunity for a giveaway.
That's why I said, I'm like, yeah, we'll just do a giveaway.
When I told him, he's like, you dick.
Yeah. I've done the exact same thing. Like, it sounds really good. Oh, I forgot. It is. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it is really good. I already have it. if anybody, I know when I think I dropped this too. If anybody is wondering, 25% off your entire order until midnight. So during the show or till midnight, I guess that's technically both. Use offer code TRIBE. You get 25% off your entire order. That includes Dan and any of the other tribes. If you have not tried those yet, I would get on it. They are all limited edition. So after they sell out, they are gone. And this is the new release. Dan. It is a blueberry thyme, lavender sage, black jasmine, dark crystal, which is a little bit of basically a musk, and Arabian wood, which is a Tom Ford cologne bottom note fragrance. One Dan is a fan, one is not. So I kind of expected that. He told me that going in, but he's here anyway.
You told me that going in. You told me that going in. You were even like, I don't know if you're gonna like this or not.
Yeah. And I think that I didn't intend on this. I didn't have any of the tribe scent profiles laid out for each tribe. Like I don't have half of them done. So I'm kind of going a month or two in advance. And the theme has kind of been like the color of the stone, right?
Right.
So Reuben was red, it was a ruby. So I went raspberry. Simeon, topaz. I went cologne. Then you had Levi, which was an emerald, and there's actually a fragrance called Emerald Agave, so I went kind of green with that one. And then Judah, the same thing, it's turquoise. And on the ephod, it interchanges depending on what version of the Bible you read, and it could have been emerald, but I use turquoise for Judah, and it's like an iced tea, green tea and iced tea. So there's like an interwoven type of tea fragrance. And then this one's blue. I'm like, oh, blueberry. So did not intend on doing this, but it has a theme with the color of the stone. So sorry.
It's been fun that each one's been completely different. I mean, so far that all of them have been completely different.
And that's also the intent. I would like to have them really all be, for having 12 scents in a series, to have them all be astronomically different from each other, that would make you want all of them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I told Matt, even if there's a couple that I don't like, I'm still going to get them because it's the collection part of it.
Right. Totally agree. And man, the labels are amazing. I love the labels.
Yeah.
And then you got
we had a mishap on the label.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah,
look at my label. So, beautiful. Look at
that. Yeah. Listen, I know you received that yesterday. If I didn't send them when I did, you may not have it because
may not have it. Yep.
Yeah.
My wife asked me yesterday. She goes, "Are you going to have it before the review?" I'm like, "I don't know. I might."
Yeah. You guys can't show it off. I mean, you guys got a sticker at least, I think. So
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mike asked what happens at the end after we get all 12 tribes. And if you can collect all 12, I still have not figured out what I'm going to do yet. Maybe get my camera back.
Focus.
Yeah, it's not going to focus. That might not do it. Trying to figure that out here. Let's see. All right, we'll go back. Nope, still not working. Yeah, I don't know what to do now. I'm out of focus. Anyway. Yeah, I know, right? But I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do. Most likely, sure, some sort of commemorative like completion. I'm probably gonna do a T-shirt for everybody that completes it. Something that, but yeah, if you collect all 12, you complete the poster. There's gonna be something at the end too. It's gonna be pretty cool. I want to do that for everybody that picked them up.
That'd be cool.
I've got to complete that poster. I don't need 12 posters.
How many do you have so far?
4.
You have 4 posters?
Yes.
I just want to make sure that you had everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you probably send one out just in case somebody's buying just 1 or 2 of them, so make it out of the poster. But yeah,
I gave him crap about that. I was like, you don't need to send me a poster every time I get one. And he's like, yeah, but you got the guys that only buy 1 or 2. I can't
Right.
keep track of everybody. And I'm like, Matt, no, this is me. You keep track of me, damn it.
Yeah, I couldn't.
well, you're kind of hard to forget. Love you or hate you, can't forget you.
Yeah, I couldn't really keep track on every one who did or didn't. But I'm like, I'll just send a poster because I had one guy rip it, and so yeah, yeah. Mike says I have a lot of posters. Oh, she done with pizza?
Was the pizza good?
Live stream just got a lot cuter.
I know. She turns into me if I'm by myself.
Yeah.
You say hi to everybody.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Well, now that if we have 15 people in here, we will do a giveaway. So I know if anyone has seen the Unity shirt that I released maybe about a week or 2 ago, the Bay Area Beer Co. Unity shirt, it's kind of kicked it off. This is one of the first things I had was the Psalm verse on the back of the box sets. If you ordered any box set, that's kind of what came on the back. So I recently turned that into a shirt. So I'll do one here in the private chat. 1 through 15. Let me type a number so you guys see it. First one to get that number wins the Bay Area Beer Co. Unity shirt in their size.
It's not nighttime. So you're going to say goodnight to him?
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
All right, you go ahead.
And that was all too fast. Russ.
Russ wins everything.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, that is like unfair.
Night.
Mama,
I love you.
love you.
Oh,
I think Russ has a twin brother because I see him on everything.
yeah, he might. He posts way too much. He makes way too
He
many
does.
comments.
He posts a
Don't
lot.
let
He's
me
on
be
every
one of
live
them.
stream. Yeah. Good dude,
Yeah,
man.
they're-
Really good dude.
Yeah, congratulations, Russ, on that. By the way. Yeah, but if anybody's wondering, Dan is now available. You can save 25% off by using the offer code TRIBE on your entire order. If you don't want Dan, you wanted one of the other tribes of Israel, get one of those instead. I think Reuben, there might be only a handful of those left, and they are technically limited edition. So once they sell out, I'm not bringing them back. And you have had, when it comes to the end, 12 months to get them too. So the idea is they are limited edition every time I release one. So as they get released, they go pretty quick.
You like how he tried to pimp us out there for 25% off? God. Thought I was worth more than that.
I mean, what do you want? What else do you want?
I mean,
you have
I'm
double
full
of all my oils. Listen, I know that what you really want is a bandana, and I can't deliver that at the moment. And you're upset. And Mythical Beards could hook you up with some theme stuff. I don't know any of my Norse. I can't go that route, but I could do some. Do you like sports? I got some sports stuff.
And fuck you too, Steven.
Yeah, I'm using you guys and then dropping an offer code, hoping people purchase more. Yeah, it helps these guys too for coming on the show. Would like to, again, wanted to have both of them on. I couldn't do it without either of them. I know Dan was always a good friend when we were with Daniel, and Dan, you're in Dublin, and I grew up in Westerville, Ohio. So
Small world.
you live not far from where I grew up, and again,
Yeah.
you're wearing the Blitz Buckeye shirt, which I don't think anybody bought.
Well, I bought.
If you think blue-
I had to buy more than the Wolverine label you got there. I had to buy more than that. And if they didn't,
Yeah,
I'd buy more.
I mean, I love the shirt. I mean, I might still order
It
myself
was
another
a
one.
sharp design. It turned out good.
Yeah, fantastic Buckeye shirt.
Yeah.
But if you think blueberry's bad, I don't think anybody wanted peanut butter. But
Yeah.
I think Besties is popular in the lunchbox set. It's peanut butter and jelly.
I know Garrett over at Beard Mode did a good reel for that.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And they did you see that him and his wife both wore the Cookie Monster outfits?
Yes.
That's good.
What did you have going on for the NF charity fundraiser? What if you would wear something if somebody donated a certain amount?
Jeez.
What was and did it happen? I mean, I didn't finish the stream. I think my giveaway was early.
No, it was. They were saying that somebody said in the chat for $1,000, Dan would drive around in his tractor dressed in the Blippi costume. And I said I would do that if somebody donated that much. I said if somebody donated that much, I'll ride around the tractor bare ass for you. You can ride along with me.
Did you get out of that one though? Did you not have to follow through?
No, I did not have to follow through.
That's a win, I think.
Well, this day and age, nobody has $1,000 just to give away.
Well, I think Russ is asking too. Next trip to Ohio, I think Dan might have that worked
We
out.
were just talking about that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to do a bearded meet and greet here, either the end of June or early July. Try to get some guys together here in Columbus. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll be in Columbus next month about this time too for my best friend's wedding. Guy I grew up with. Then you being in Minnesota, I know that they have some Michigan meetups. I think Daniel was at one. I think in Michigan,
Yep.
Indiana too. Technically the Midwest. How far away are you from any type of livable temperatures?
So Michigan is, I mean, I guess it would depend on where in Michigan I would go, but it's like 6 hours, between 4 and 6 hours.
So you're probably a little up there in Minnesota.
I'm right on the border with Iowa. I can
Okay.
piss into Iowa from my backyard.
Oh, nice.
So it's not far, but but to go east, just to get to Wisconsin, it's 2 hours. Then I have to drive all the way through Wisconsin
Right.
to get into Michigan.
Not bad. Now you kind of forget that like some of those smaller states, like I think I'm making a trip to Georgia and it's only about 4 hours. And I was like, I don't think that's right. I was like, yeah, it's only 4 hours. But driving from Ohio to I think it's Illinois, like Chicago, it's like 2.5 hours.
No.
But
I know from drive from where I live to Milwaukee is like 4.5. So then I got a whole other half a state to go. So as far as going to like a Michigan meetup or something like that, no.
no. So you have no plans. You're like, I'll watch.
I
watch
have
on
no
TV.
I have no problem not going to a meetup. If somebody was see, that's the thing. Nobody comes to Minnesota. Period. I think there's only 2 people in the community that I even know that have a beard that are in Minnesota.
Hmm.
In the surrounding states, even, nobody's in Iowa or the Dakotas or any of that. People just don't like the cold.
Amen to that.
That's why I'm in Florida.
That's why you're
Right.
in Florida.
Yeah, you're the smart
Uh-huh.
one. You're the smart one.
Thanks to my parents. I mean, that was my parents' choice, but that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing a show from my bathing suit in Tampa, Florida.
Well, I went to a
Not
baseball game yesterday. We were all under blankets. It was like 49 degrees. It was freezing. With the wind
Oh,
blowing.
Really?
Oh.
In May in Ohio.
Yeah.
Who'd you go see?
And it was like 75 the day before. It's crazy.
Who'd you go see?
It's just my grandson. Nothing fun.
Oh.
Little league.
Okay, grandson. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up a Columbus Clippers fan. I've been to a few Columbus Clippers games in my
Their
day.
new stadium at Huntington Stadium is beautiful.
I heard it's one of the top rated stadiums in minor leagues.
I believe it. Yeah, it's nice. It's a lot better than the old Clipper Stadium back in the ghetto.
Yeah. I played football at Clipper Stadium as a child. That was the pinnacle of Pop Warner football, was getting to play at Cooper Stadium on that turf where
Really?
you had to wear your basketball shoes.
Yeah.
And and I'll tell you what, it's seeing old films is like really weird because that turf, imagine no one tore anything.
Yeah, that was a rough area.
I think that's about you, Dan. Yeah, I don't think is
she's-
anyone worth you drive who would be worth you driving to Michigan or Ohio to hang out with?
My honest answer?
Yeah.
Nobody.
All right.
Hey, I'm right here.
Well, yeah, I know. But there is not a single person.
Yeah, 6 to 7 hours away. That's just too
No.
far. I'm not driving either.
If you want to pay my gas bill to drive there,
Right.
I mean, sure, maybe, but
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy, I respect, I love a lot of the guys that are in the beard community, but it's a internet relationship.
Yeah.
True.
If
That's the
there
nice thing about
was like,
Ohio. We really do we have probably 8 to 10 companies here and a lot of followers here. So
in some states it's a lot easier. I mean, if there was
Yeah.
a little bit more of a middle ground for us, like if I only had to go maybe 2 hours or some, to meet in the middle kind of thing, where I'm not driving half a day to get somewhere to see it, to meet anybody, or if I have to fucking fly,
or spend a night there, before you can come back. Yeah.
I'd have to make it like a weekend deal where it's okay if I'm gonna have to fly out there or drive 8 hours to 12 hours, and then it's I'm not gonna do that drive back or that fly back in the same day, so I'm gonna have to get a hotel and stay somewhere, and it'd have to be a weekend deal for me.
Yeah, like I would hang out with you, but not if it costs me money. You're like, for my time.
Right.
Like I'm okay with hanging out with you, like right here. I could just shut the laptop and go to my family. You're like, we're good. But anything else? I mean, that's genuine, right?
There are some guys in the community that I would not mind sitting down and having a beer with, but it's the distance between, that's why this works so well, is because, I mean, we're not right in front of each other, but I'm still talking to you real time.
Yeah, I think this is why, a small reason why I wanted to start Scruff Enough was to be able to, not necessarily be a guest on live streams, but to have my own forum to be able to hang out with you guys because I enjoy it. And why I can not sure what to do with my hands by myself, like hanging out with you guys and being able to chat and whether it's hour and a half, release, no release, whatever it is, like this is fun, and wish you could do it more. And that's why Scruff Enough came up, and be able to get to hang out with guys that I probably hang out with Dan a little too much, but but
The corruption has already started. It
Yeah.
will weed its way in there.
yeah, we've hung out way too much. We're like, at some point theology is going to creep in, but right now we can drink and just talk some shit about beard products. But that's why I wanted to. I took an opportunity to have both you guys on, especially you, Dan. Daniel had to go and ruin it by starting his own company. He might be on here too, but wanted to be able to give you guys a little extra forum to let everyone know who you are and show some appreciation for enjoying the products and being able to hang out with you guys and have some friends to do it with. So
It's fun. It is. It's fun.
And definitely a big thank you for that.
Oh yeah.
So
No, I'm only using Matt to get to his girlfriend though.
I've heard this. I would. you know something? She's watching from another room, so we can talk about her too much. So don't say any good things about her. But did you know earlier that she saved the clip of us talking about her on another live stream? And I had that thrown in my face. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, you're such a teddy bear. You said so many nice things. I'm like, no,
No.
not nice.
You can't get that on tape. You can't let that get
No.
on tape.
Yeah, I'm like, it's on YouTube now. Like, what are we supposed to do? We can't talk nice.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so Dan basically made me say a bunch of nice things about her. And then she should like, oh, those times you think you're a tough guy. You said nice things. But yeah, maybe I'll get her all churched up for you, and we'll bring her on a live stream.
Yeah.
And sandwich. What's up, Gary? How you doing, man?
The damn sandwich. Love it.
Yep, that's what I wanted. So, yes, there you go, Ellie. Got some extra love, some Odin love in there. Yeah, all true. Yeah, Russ has met her, but what's up, Ken? Slew from Hawaii. How you doing?
Ken?
Double T's. Oh, Gary's in the house. Ken, this is gonna get filthy. If we didn't have, one of the Dans bail, it would have been three. It'd been three Dans.
Yeah.
But anything else you guys would like to? I know you got a show to prep for, and you got some family time, Dan. And is there anything else you guys want to say before we go?
Man, I appreciate having us on. It's been fun. Always fun.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on here for the release, and the other Dan for being able to come on. You hardly ever see him on YouTube, so
Yeah, I'm not on this kind of stuff very often. It's fun though. Love it.
Yeah, I know. It's go longer than 10 minutes. Dan has stamina longer than
Run out
10
of things
minutes.
to say.
Yeah, he likes to keep it short and sweet. But
Right.
before we go, 25% off your entire order using the offer code TRIBE. And that's everything. If you want to pick one of the other tribes, you can do that as well. But the brand new release, Dan, is out. I want to thank Dan Ensign from at Dan's Beard Reviews on Instagram, and Dan Nave from Beard of the North on Instagram, and the Longhouse on YouTube, who has a show tonight at 10 p.m. Central. So 11 p.m. Eastern. I think I did that math
No,
right.
You did that wrong.
Is it 9 p.m.?
It's 9 p.m. Central.
It's 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought you said 10 p.m. Central. Okay. So yeah. One of those. Make sure you go subscribe. He has a show tonight. Jay Cruz, another amazing guest. It's going to be fun. There's going to be cussing and I don't know, might be some nudity, but
There was a
You
little
have to
bit of
find out.
nudity
You
on
have
the commission last night.
yeah.
If you didn't
right.
catch the,
That's
if you
right.
didn't catch the commission.
By the way, there were 3 men on that live stream. 0 sleeves. 0 sleeves. If I had counted the under over on sleeves to be 0, I would have been broke. So, but no, thank you guys for joining me for this release, and we will do it again soon. Dan and Dan, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Scruff Enough will be back next month.
You guys.